O.J. Simpson, a very polarizing figure in sports and in our culture, in society today, has unfortunately, or maybe fortunately for some, passed on to the next life. And well, I'm going to talk about it, the details of his passing. For some, this is a sad day and he will be mourned. For others, they will probably be dancing on his grave, depending on how you felt about him. Let's talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, all right? Without further ado, welcome to Normieville.
I can't say anymore. I'm probably already in trouble for mentioning it to we call you normies.
So everyone, as you might know by now, if not, this is breaking news. As you can see from TMZ, O.J. Simpson dead at 76 after cancer battle. Yeah, cancer. Now, O.J. Simpson, he was very active on Twitter. And his last post actually was February 11th of this year, right around the Super Bowl time. If you go to his page right now, that's his last post besides the one his family posted to his page, which I'll get to here in a second, because they posted on his Twitter page to let everyone know that he had passed on, right? So we're going to get to the article now. Just stay right there. Let's get into it. As you can see here, this article, I guess, continues to update. It says right here at 8:36 a.m. Pacific Standard, Caitlyn Jenner used to be close friends with O.J. tells TMZ good riddance, which I'm sure one half of the country feels that way about him, or a good number. And at 8:20 a.m. Pacific Standard, Tom Blanche, one of the lead detectives who worked on the O.J. deletion case, tells TMZ, I have nothing to say. I simply do not care. I'm sure a lot of people feel that way as well. O.J. Simpson, one of the most infamous, high-profile Americans of all time, is dead after the cancer battle. We all know this. Just read it. The former NFL great who stood trial for the double deletion of his wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend Ron Goldman in the 90s, only to be acquitted, passed away in Las Vegas. This, according to his family. This is the recent post on O.J. Simpson's Twitter page. This was via his family. On April 10th, our father, Orenthal James Simpson, succumbed to his battle with cancer. He was surrounded by his children and grandchildren. During this time of transition, his family asked that you please respect their wishes for privacy and grace the Simpson family. A lot of people are going to respect their privacy only because they're family, but they're going to dog O.J. Simpson. I've seen this on Twitter in the last, I would say, 10 minutes of me recording this video. Also the community posts and the videos on YouTube and things of that nature. The general consensus of America is that O.J. Simpson was a hated man. But if you look on his Twitter page, if you look on some of his live streams, I think on maybe IG or Twitter or something like that, he was loved by people. He was a fun-loving man. Okay, he was life of the party. He was kind to people. He talked well to people and things of that nature. I don't believe everybody hated him, but of course, people that were close to this case that happened in the 90s, 94 to be exact, I believe, all those people that know about that case, they all believe that he did this, that he committed this crime. Yes, he was acquitted. We all know the famous phrase, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit, all right? He puts the gloves on, they don't fit, they were looking tight on his hands. And there's a whole lot of speculation, evidence, and things of that nature of this case. And also, when he got put in jail, when he went to prison for stealing his memorabilia, all right? That's what they got him on after the deletion case. Also, the lawsuit case where he lost and they paid his money back to the family. I don't know if he even got a chance to finish paying all that back. But essentially, he was humiliated, he was shamed, and he was put into the poorhouse. So once he got out of prison, he spent his last, I guess, final years or months, what have you, just trying to be a good person and trying to be kind and loving to everyone. All right. So, but I'm running on. Let's continue. They say he was surrounded by his children and grandchildren when he died Wednesday night. Simpson's attorney also confirmed his death to TMZ. OJ had reportedly been battling prostate cancer in recent years. I believe he mentioned that on his social media. And his health took a turn for the worse as of late, with him landing in hospice care within the past few months. Words about OJ's cancer diagnosis first made the rounds in February when a local outlet reported, although the details were hazy, as was OJ's response to the news at the time, when he denied he was in hospice, but didn't address the cancer report. Again, like I said, his last post was in February 11th of this year. This is one of his posts from last year, where I believe he was talking about something that had to do with sports and whatnot. He would always go on Twitter and he would post videos where he was talking about sports, maybe football related, things like that. And he would also give his opinion, even though some people didn't like his opinion because of who he was. He would give his opinion on social issues and things of that nature, stuff that's going on in politics, going on in the United States and the world. Also things going on in sports, obviously. And a lot of people didn't like his takes, not because they weren't true or they weren't valid, but because it was OJ. Understood. A lot of people still have vitriol against him for the case, right? I hearken it to say Michael Vick, for example, right? He's gone on, he's been on TV, he got back in the league, did good, but for some people that love animals, love dogs, he's never gonna be able to live down the dog fighting case, you know what I mean? And so OJ Simpson has essentially never been able to live down this case. Even though he was acquitted, people believe what they're gonna believe, whether you believe it or not, okay? He will always be remembered, unfortunately, for that. He won't be remembered for winning the Heisman Trophy. He won't be remembered for having the most rushing yards in the season. He won't be remembered for all the accolades he had while he was playing football, or the commercials that he did, the movie he did. I think it was Airplane, whatever. He won't be remembered for none of that stuff. He will be mainly remembered for the deletion case with Ron Goldman and Nicole Brown, unfortunately. Let's finish the article. Adding to the mystery was the fact that OJ actually touched on cancer diagnosis in 2023 in a video he posted on X, when he said he'd caught some form of cancer but suggested he'd beaten it. In any case, the cancer came back and claimed his life about a year later. OJ had been looking frail in the lead-up to his passing, including during an outing in January where he was spotted using a cane, as you can see right here. He's looking a little hunched over. His face is kind of looking a little, worn. I mean, I don't know, The last time OJ posted a video was of himself talking about Super Bowl 58, where he said he was rooting for his former team, the San Francisco 49ers. He seemed to be in good spirits then, when he was seated in the clip talking from the backyard of a home. Now, that's the video I was talking about. February this year, February 11th, I went on his Twitter page and looked. That was the last time he was active on Twitter, which is the platform that he mainly spoke from and posted at. Again, a lot of people are going to dance in his grave. Others will mourn him. It all depends on what you, the viewer, feel about him. Whether you feel, and most of the ire with OJ is tied to the case. So if you think he did it, then you probably hate him. If you got some question about it, or you think he didn't do it, then you love him. That's pretty much what I've seen over the years, because I watched the case. I was small when it happened. I watched the case myself, or some of it. So I remember it. I remember when he won. Now I remember people were divided in the country. Some people were like, yes, he didn't do it. The evidence didn't hold up. The evidence wasn't there. He wasn't there. The whole thing with the rival Al Cowlings in the truck and all that. Half of the country said he was innocent. The other half, they hated his guts. And it's still like that to this day, to be honest with you. Yeah. It goes without saying OJ's life was momentous for a variety of reasons. Lots of good and bad, especially in his later post-football years. Before that, it was a beloved All-American hero on the field, a Heisman Trophy winner from USC, and a Buffalo Bills legend. That's where he got the rushing record. Even after football, he was a bona fide A-lister in Hollywood, acting in tons of movies and TV shows, and famously serving as the face and pitchman for Hurts for many, many years. Of course, All of that goodwill left in the 90s when he was accused of the heinous deletions. Everybody knows about that already. His death marks the end of a multi-decade saga of crime and intrigue surrounding O.J., which peaked after the brutal slayings of Nicole and Ron in 1994 and the aftermath of what was dubbed the trial of the century when O.J. was prosecuted on national television. This is a picture of Ron Goldman. The Goldman family is the ones that sued O.J., I believe. And you know what happened with that. Even before he was apprehended by the police for questioning, in the immediate aftermath of the deletions, O.J. led cops on a low-speed chase in his Ford Bronco on LA freeways, a moment that was nationally televised and one of the most dramatic shared experiences in modern American history. I also watched it on TV. It was pretty intense. He was going down the freeway. He was, being followed by all these LAPD cars. It was a pretty iconic moment in history. You see right here, he was being followed. I think he was on a cell phone. He was talking to Al Cowlings. They were talking to police back and forth, and it was a spectacle to be remembered pretty much for all time. Once he was caught, a case started from which O.J. to form with him as the prime suspect. Prosecutors eventually charged him, alleging O.J. carried out the horrific blank of Nicole and Ron at her Brentwood home, June 12, 1994. He hired a so-called dream team of defense lawyers led by the late Johnny Cochran, who ran point and helped pick apart the state's case. Yes, that was the famous lawyer, Johnny Cochran. A lot of people said they could hire him after O.J. won because when he won that case, he gained national fame and attention for winning this legendary case. And so up until Johnny Cochran's late departure, he was also famous for this. But a lot of this article is pretty much going into what happened when he went to court and all that, and he got acquitted. The stuff with the Vegas hotel thing here in 2007, he was accused of busting the Vegas hotel room in an attempt to recover sports memorabilia that he believed had been stolen from him, rolling up to confront the new owners with a bunch of goons in tow, armed with weapons, according to prosecutors. Now, he lost that case. He spent time in prison. I think it was I don't forget, he did 20 years, something like that, 20-something years, maybe 10, 20 years, and he got out. And yeah, got released on parole, and he was chilling ever since. So, like I said, whatever you think about him, he survived by, I believe, 2 of his children. And yeah, the life that was O.J. Simpson through, I believe, some of the Black Power era, the protests we didn't participate in, things like that. He was also a public figure because people thought in the black community that he was like a sellout because he was with a white woman, and there were certain things that he didn't want to participate in, like protest things like that. And well, O.J. Simpson kind of smiled through all of it. You ask me. Even when he did his parole hearing, he was smiling then. I mean, O.J.'s always been like a fun-loving guy, pretty much to everybody, even in the face of controversy, even in the face of facing life in prison, he was still smiling. So I remember, I'm going to remember O.J. not only by the case, but other things he did while he was in the public. I watched some of his movies. I've seen his commercials. I've seen him on social media. So I will remember O.J. as having a lot of ups and downs in his life, but doing his best to enjoy his life to the fullest. O.J. was 76 years old. Rest in peace, Orenthal James Simpson. Okay? So that being said, thank you for attending another episode of Normieville. You know me, I'm just Normie, here to bring you the latest and greatest in sports, news, entertainment, politics. Let me know what you think in the comment section about the passing of O.J. Simpson down in the comment section. And please, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the notification bell on your way out of the door. And I will see you on the next video.